Welcome into Paul Catalina's Top 5 here on 365 Sports, presented by Texas Beef House. Go to Bid on Beef, get involved in the auctions, and use our promo code 365 Sports. They've got them going on all the time. Again, bidonbeef.com. Today, most surprising teams through a couple of weeks here on the Top 5. Number 5, Boston College. Look, Bill O'Brien was going to bring some stability and structure and all these things to Boston College eventually, but really his methods have taken hold quite early on. Not only are they now ranked, but they went to Tallahassee on Labor Day and took it to Florida State, much to my chagrin. But credit where credit's due. Bill O'Brien's doing a good job with this team. He's got a really good athletic quarterback in Thomas Castellanos. He's got a defense that's playing very fundamentally sound, and he's playing within himself. He's coaching within himself. So Boston College, early surprise. We'll see how the ACC holds up all down the line. I have a feeling that this conference is going to be chaotic, kind of like the Big 12, but Boston College gets an early wink. And we'll stay in the ACC. Syracuse, also a new coach in Fran Brown. He's brought a high-flying offense there. Kyle McCord putting up huge numbers, so much so that I saw a couple polls that has him as a Heisman candidate. You know who's not a Heisman candidate yet? Will Howard, the guy he replaced at Ohio State. Not knocking Will Howard, but my confusion over the casting out of Kyle McCord will continue for all times. It'll be one of those questions like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Or why did Kyle McCord get cast aside at Ohio State? I didn't have anything else, so I'll just throw it up there with the chicken and the egg. Don't understand how a guy who only had one loss was really only attracted to a program like Syracuse when there's probably teams that have much better pedigrees than Syracuse that could totally use him right now. I might be thinking about the team that just lost to this team, but I don't know. Again, that's my philosophical moment here. But Syracuse doing really well early on. They beat Georgia Tech, who also beat the team that this team beat. But anyway, moving on. Number 3, Illinois, beating what we thought was a good Kansas team and maybe exposing some of the problems that Jeff Grimes' offense has and maybe some of the limitations of Jalen Daniels. Look, you'll find no bigger Jalen Daniels advocate than me. I would love to have him as the quarterback on almost any college team, but maybe he's not the superstar we thought he was, and that is troubling for the Jayhawks as they go into the season. The Illini defense shut them down for most of the game and really limited what Jeff Grimes was wanting to do. They didn't really put the ball in Jalen Daniels' hands enough, and then when they did, he turned it over a couple times, so a lot of problems right now at Kansas that they've got to get fixed before they get deep into the Big 12 season. And Illinois exposed a lot of them. So props to Brett Bielema in Illinois and what's going on there. They were fired up in Champaign the other day. Number 2, Arizona State just beat an SEC team. This is a team that was as bad as you could be last year in the Big 12 and did it overcoming nothing out of the quarterback. I mean, nothing out of the quarterback, Sam Leavitt, the other day. It was all Cam Scatteraboo, but so far they're 2-0, which at this point last year they would have been thrilled to be 2-0. They would have been loved to be anything 0. But because they were so in the doldrums in a rebuilding phase, but Kenny Dillingham early on has made this team look at least intriguing, especially when you got a guy named Cam Scatteraboo. Scatteraboo. Love saying it. Scatteraboo. It's just fun to say. And number 1, USC. Now, should USC ever be on a surprising team list? Mostly they're a surprising disappointment, but D'Anton Lynn is the hire of the offseason. This was not a talent issue, clearly, on USC, which is something Garrett and I both said quite a bit, that it was not a talent issue. This was a scheme issue, and this was maybe a preparation issue. And Alex Grinch was clearly doing less with more, because in the first 2 weeks, now granted, one of those games was not against a world beater, but one of them was against LSU, who's got a very good offense, and USC kept it contained for the most part by what normal LSU offensive standards are, and they did very, very well. Miller Moss, just the latest in the line of really good-looking quarterbacks who play for Lincoln Riley. I think they're a factor in the Big Ten if that defense really is as good as it appears to be. They've looked really good the first 2 weeks, is where Oregon, who most people think is going to be the challenger to Ohio State. I don't know. I think USC could sneak in there. If they keep on this path, their defense is really good and their offense is really good. Might be seeing them in the championship game at the end of the year. I don't know. Just saying. Let's keep an eye on the Trojans, see if Lincoln Riley can get his groove back, which he had when he was in the Big 12 for a very long time. That's going to do it for the top 5. We're wrapping it up right now.